Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we having already some good fun here that is not recorded. I'm very sorry for that, but new NSL live talk, and on the other side of the line are the two Siebens men, Sven Siebens on the right side and Siem Ibens on the left side. And I don't really have to hello there in Belgium. First of all, how are you doing?
Doing good, Kurt. Thank you very much for having us, and it's good to see you again.
I shouldn't really have to introduce you much. Um, I was just looking at a specific event here last year,
Ah,
the World Cup in Turkey. I just went through this whole thing here, and we met both in different sitting order. Sven on the left and Siem
mhm.
on the right, and Annelies, his mother, on the far right side. That was at the World Cup in Teuge last year,
Yes,
where you were teamless at that time.
I was. I wasn't in Out of the Blue yet, so
But you knew you would be on Out of the Blue. There was no secret. I went through it to make sure that I'm not saying anything that shouldn't be known in the public concerning your Belgium national forward team and
ah,
BCH Hayabusa. So I wanted to make sure that I'm not saying things here which shouldn't be said. But anyway, welcome to NSL Live Talk, and thank you very much, Sven. You are again Vigil CEO, very busy man with a lot of work, and you are still also flying. And then Siem, you are busy with school and out of the blue training. Now you're a serious team member there, and all kind of things. How is school going? And you were I could recall that you were studying sports science. You were
yeah,
18 years
yes.
old by then. Are you still 18 years by now?
I'm 19. I turned 19 in
Oh,
November.
in
So,
November. Okay.
but
So
my
you're
study is going really well. I'm still getting all my points. So I'm doing good, and I'm having a lot of fun in school.
so you're not too distracted by out of the blue now that the school is suffering.
No, I don't think so. Not yet. No, but um, I have a good balance between school and skydiving.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and the good thing about the education that he's following, the sports education, is that they provide some benefits for people that do sports and want to compete at high levels, etc.,
Mhm.
etc. So he gets some benefits from that. Obviously, he has to complete all courses, but he can shift around a little bit. So that's good. That's good to see.
It's really an interesting timing because this morning I made a quick trip to the drop zone, Skylift Land. That's like 5 minutes away from here, only to welcome um, Mr. Thomas Muck and
Ah,
Mr. Tim Muck and Mr. Moritz Muck, father with
mhm.
the two sons. And
Two
that
sons.
just happened today. Airbus arrived today. They are complete now. So that's happening just by coincidence. You know how attracted I am to family teams, family situations, and on the same day that was not planned, scheduled in any way. It just happened by coincidence that here we are, the Siemens family, father, son, and the Mack family in town with Airbus training, father and two sons. So we are. In August last year, we were talking about out of the blue. Mainly, we talked about all kind of things, but out of the blue was a big topic. Hayabusa was a big topic. Um,
Mhm.
you both competed last. Hang on, the Benelux was earlier this month, 2 weeks ago or so, right?
Yes,
Or
yes,
3 weeks
two
ago.
weeks, exactly.
Yeah. And I first of all have to apologize that I stole some points from your account. Eventually, we all know the story by now, and you were suffering from that too. Sorry again. I took the teams which, I retimed the teams which were relevant for stories and for the power rankings because the averages were, higher than. So the power rankings were kind of affected by this. Not that it matters that much, but it matters for my work and what I'm doing. And so I went through it. The judges should have done it, retimed it, but I did it at least, on my side. And you lost some points, both of you. Sven, you with your what was the name? The Airbenders. You
Yes.
with your Airbenders, fun team, and Siem, you with Out of the Blue, which was first of all when I saw the original scores, I said, "Man, that is fantastic! What's going on?" You know, that is. I upgraded you right away on the power rankings for the roster. Big pressure now on you, for because of that. But you got upgraded anyway because yes, so that was an interesting scenario there at the Benelux Indoor Championship, and we just want to leave that behind because the out of the blue story is more exciting
Mhm.
than the judging things we have talked and thought much too much about in the last 2 days already. So, Siem, you start. You tell us, how you must be so excited. I mean, it was
I
what a
am.
performance.
Sorry?
What a performance. You must be so excited. It
Thank
was
you.
such a great performance, and you have two new members. You know,
Hmm.
you have Tim and you both brand new
Yes.
with a lineup, and it was the highest, as far as I know, the out of the
Hmm.
blue records, the highest indoor average they've posted, right?
That's true. That's true. Of course, we had the super sequence with the draw. So we had a lot of luck with that. Um, yeah, but we're still really happy with our performance, and we still um, made 27 points, if I believe your um, judging. So I mean that's just an amazing score, and we cannot be anything else than happy with that. So
Yeah, and
And to make it clear, Kurt, the team is fully aware. Dennis and myself, we are. I mean, Dennis is their head coach, and I'm filling in if Dennis is not available. But we made it also clear, and the team realized it immediately that this score was on the high end because of that random at the in round 10. But I mean, they and we were super excited with their scores and their performance, and especially their first appearance as a team in a competition. We didn't know They didn't know how they would handle competition pressure as a team. But to be honest, I mean, they did a really great job, and they outscored the old out of the blue teams by far. So I mean, very very happy and very proud.
yeah. So we are watching Siem here now in his outside center position, right?
Yes.
Sven, if you let's say you are an observer or you are a coach or just a competitor or like me just watching the rounds, what do you see? Well, what catches your eyes? I mean, there's some stuff that catches my eyes, and one is um the perfect body position that he's flying in all the way through all the time.
Well, I
What
mean, the team in a whole as a whole. I mean, they've trained quite a bit over the winter, and what I see as an observer, as a proud dad, but also as a coach, I see they're flying super smooth and without too much impact, without too much momentum. It flies super flat as well, on the same level all the time, which is a very good start to build from. Obviously, the team, myself, and also Dennis, we see some areas for improvement, which is good. But I think the basis is really good of the team. And both, I mean, Mechie and Roald, they were obviously in the previous team, so they do have quite some experience at this level. Siem and Timmy are the least experienced people in the team, but I think the entire team adapted really well to the new configuration of the team as well. and that's kudos to Mickey and Roald as well. They don't consider it a
Yeah.
2-on-2 team. I mean, it's a new team, and everybody approached it like that. And yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, and it came kind of unexpected, I guess.
Out of the
Um,
blue.
Out of the blue, out of the blue. Yeah, good name. That's funny. Um, and Dennis, you mentioned Dennis, Dennis as a head coach. Um, I mean, he's the head coach, so it's his job to watch very carefully, how the performances and make the team better and blah blah. But then he probably has you see him under special scrutiny because you are, I mean, it's not a secret. You are a candidate for whenever a slot, a Hayabusa slot, becomes open at some point, and you are um, younger than Ray Loudons is by now, right? You're still younger. Ray is like, what is he, 21 now,
Raised
maybe?
to 21 right now.
Ray's
Yes.
21. So you're 2 years younger than he is at this point in
Mhm.
time. And I, uh, I am impressed. So, but does it have any impact on you that you are under surveillance, under observation, under scrutiny by the most gifted flyer in the history, probably.
Well,
How do you feel about that?
I'm first of all, I'm really happy that Dennis is our coach. That one, because he's a really good coach. But two, also because my ambitions are with Hayabusa and sometimes feel like I can just show what I can do in the team and how I fly. And I, because he's our coach, I know he's watching me, and that's feeling for me.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah,
I'm.
I'm not stressed because he's watching.
You're getting
Never.
used to that too. Yeah. Well, I can
Yeah.
tell you, I'm specifically impressed with that. I mean, absolutely perfect body position that never changes as it seems. Like through all the maneuvers, whatever it is, you're born in the tunnel. So actually, no big surprise here.
That's true. Almost born in the tunnel.
I remember when I watched the video, I was cheating. I was watching the video, but you mentioned that you were 2 years old when you flew in the tunnel first time, right?
Mhm. That's
Yeah,
true. That's
that's
true.
craziness.
Their fault. Their fault.
Yeah. So let's go the other way around now. I'm still this is kind of always fun to watch videos at the same time anyway. But let's do it the other way around now. Let's go and look at Hayabusa. And then you tell us how what you see, what you feel, how impressed you are when you watch your potential future teammates, the way they do their business.
Yeah,
You,
first of all, Kurt, let's not jump to conclusions. The Hayabusa is
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
working with
That's true.
some more prospects. They have a couple of youngsters in their sides. So that, I mean, there's nothing that is sure.
Nothing certain yet.
We're still quite a long way away from this.
yeah. So when you look, I mean, both of you, both Ibens over there, when you both look at this, Sven, from your own time with Hayabusa and what you see now, and then Siem, what you do now and what you would probably like to do, um,
Mhm.
give us some feedback here. Sven, for you, it's probably like uh, that's a different world, kind of. What I mean, for me, it is a different world compared to when I was training, competing.
Yeah, well, first of all, the Hayabusa that I was in was the very first Hayabusa lineup,
Mhm.
which is far from what it is right now, in terms of speed and accuracy and discipline, etc., etc. I think we laid the basis of it, but the team has kept on building on that basis and rebuild it, etc., etc., as to where they are right now. So I'm super impressed with the guys as always. And I think we still have to remember also that this is also a team that is in reconstruction. I mean, they are not, for their own feeling, they are not where they want to be or need to be, and they are still growing, and their growth goes quickly, I think. So this is not the end view of this lineup with Hayabusa. This is a stage where they are at right now, but they will continue to improve still. And for me, when I see this is great, and I'm sure that they will also find areas where they still need to and want to improve as well. But again, I'm as always impressed with what they do.
Let's look at the round here that Joey Marshall, Arizona SB's current team captain, called boring yesterday. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen this conversation with him already, but I mean,
I
I
haven't
totally.
yet.
No, I have not yet seen it.
Oh, you have not seen the jump? Or
Yeah, I've seen the jump, but not the conversation with
Oh,
Joey.
okay.
I
Yeah,
have
no,
not time to
his
look
point. Sorry.
I haven't had the time to look at
Yeah.
at the interview yet.
Yeah, it was interesting. He makes a great point. I totally agree with what he says. You know, a good random round should look boring, you know, because you fly as a, you can tell me, you fly as efficient as possible. And if it's extremely efficient, nobody's moving much, you know, the pace is fast. But he said if it looks and feels boring, then it's a good round. Well, it looks boring to me too. Not really though.
I only see the beauty of it.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing, isn't it?
I think it's just so cool to see how efficient and how little they actually fly and then still make the points.
Yeah. Now, there is one thing though, we have, I see similarities already by now between the out of the blue style and the Hayabusa style. Do you see that, Sven?
I agree. I think all of them are, and as I know for sure from Siem that he is watching a lot of videos. Obviously, he does have the opportunity to train with Hayabusa every now and then in the tunnel as well. So he picks up a lot of the stuff. And again, the entire out of the blue team, they are so eager to learn. They pick up things really quickly. They are open to anything. It's not like because Mechi has been in the national team for ages already.
Right, yeah.
She is not leaning back. She's not relying on her experience. She is open to any subject, any matter, any improvement, any change, as well as Roald. And then obviously Timmy and Siem, they are like sponges and absorbing everything that comes their way, and it's nice to see. And I agree with you. I mean, it out of the blue is obviously it's not Hayabusa, but yeah, I see what you mean.
Mhm. So the by the way, now Joey also he was impressed and he sent congratulations to Hayabusa. We didn't talk much about out of the blue. There was no reason. Hayabusa is the target for airspeed, obviously, or you know, target are the French team. So how can we put the? We saw actually two of the French players with the Wemby rolling acres aethers in recently. So if you watch if you compare out of the blue Hayabusa with the leader in the world at the moment, France, what do you see? Siem, what do you see?
Well, for me, what I see is the big difference is how tight the formations and blocks are with the French team. They just fly so tight, and I think it's so cool to see.
Small. Oh,
Yeah, small, sorry. And I
yeah.
think it's just so cool to see how small they fly. And of course, Hayabusa also flies really small, but you can still see a difference. And I'm impressed with the French team, how small they can fly, and by that, so efficient and fast. So
Yeah, yeah, that's I think that seems to be something that all the top teams are watching very carefully at the moment. That the French have a new, it's a different style, different quality of their style is really the extremely efficient use of space
Yeah.
in the tunnel. And you see that too, Sven, I'm sure about that. Um, so what's happening with your 8-way team? I also saw in the video you had your family 8-way team. That's totally history now because you're all busy like hell at the moment and doing other things, or do you still have time to fly together in your 8-way?
No, with the 8-way basically came to a halt. Obviously, we knew that we had to replace Siem for because we trained. I mean, we did some jumps together, we did some flying in the tunnel together, not a whole lot, but it was a very fun project with nice people, good people. Had a lot of fun with that, and we knew that after the first year we had to replace Siem because he was going into out of the blue and he couldn't combine both of the
Okay.
projects. And then another member, Hans, he also decided that he would quit. We had some people lined up for replacing Siem, and then Hans he also mentioned that he was going to retire or going to quit the team. And then some other members said, well, if we have to replace two people, maybe just we just call it, and because that's going to be like an even more difficult task. So that made the project end, unfortunately, because
Oh,
I know for Annelies as well, I really liked the 8-way project, and I liked flying and being around those people that we were with. So yeah, that came to a stop, unfortunately. So we don't know. I would like to have an 8-way team, but it's not that easy to get 8 people or 9 people aligned,
yeah,
time-wise, money-wise, energy-wise, etc., etc.
yeah,
So
yeah, no
I'm
doubt.
still trying. I'm still wanting to put some efforts in it, but it's not easy.
Well, you can let go anyway because you were there with airbenders. Wesley, your former
Mm.
Thunder teammate, and
Yeah,
Fireflash for a little while, and then Lena, who was on Fireflash at the end, right?
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so, did you train or was it just pick up for the event?
It was a pickup team. We trained 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours. Well, it was a pickup team. It was just for the fun of it. And we had a great time. I think at the end of the competition, we all when we returned home, we all sent like a text message to each other and say, "Hey, thank you so much. We had a blast. It was nice to fly together." And I know that for instance, Bart, he made his highest score ever. So he
Hmm?
was super stoked, which made all of us very happy and very very joyful. So it
Poor,
was so much fun.
poor Paul Hofstay is probably lying in his bed crying tears, when he's
Uh,
watching and hearing all
he'll
that
he'll
kind of stuff.
he'll be back. He'll be doing some stuff.
Yeah, he has to be back. Paul, come on, you have to be, you will be back. You have to be back, and so we look forward to
Yeah,
seeing you again at the events eventually.
he'll and we'll find some things to do together for sure.
Yeah, Sven, you, I know you're a very humble guy, a very nice person, humble person, and so forth and so forth. Are you actually aware of the impact that you have had on the Belgian, especially the Belgian? You are an original Hayabusa member. Hayabusa now, 4-time world champion team, will go back up to the top of the world, possibly now in not probably not this year, but at least in the next one. And now you're providing, you have recruited the Hayabusa members. At least you were a big part of that, and you obviously were very successful with your recruiting attempts, and now you are bringing in your son for the future of
I'm
if it's gonna, at least you're offering him as an option, and Siem may continue this kind of thing. That's pretty amazing, Sven. I mean, all my respect and um, what can I say? You know, all
Good.
congratulations for doing this. That little country, Belgium, you know, a big name on the planet in four-way formation skydiving competition. Um, and what do you think, Siem? That's your father I'm talking about, who has
I
done.
know he's they call him the godfather of of skydiving. They do, but no, I'm a proud son as well. You won't hear that a lot, but I think it's so cool that my dad is um the person who started a lot of big things in the skydiving in Belgium. So yeah, I have a
I
pretty
don't know
cool.
what. Sorry, I don't know what else I can do. He has already his NSL profile. There's this guy, maybe Skydiver of the Year. That's another honor that I'm
Hey,
thinking.
Kurt, I mean, yeah, to be honest, and thank you for the kind words. It makes me blush, and um, for me, I don't look at it that way. For me, it was just always about having fun and trying to progress and trying to become better. And to be honest, I consider myself a lucky person that I had the opportunity to be surrounded by the people that I have been in teams with. I mean, the Hayabusa, we had no idea when we started this team that this would grow to the extent that it has grown. I am super proud of the guys. I'm super proud of all of the Hayabusa members that were together with me in the team, and also the ones that came after me. And I think I consider myself one of their biggest supporters. But also the Thunder team, the luck that I had that I was surrounded by the people that we were in, and Fireflash. I've been so lucky to have those teams and those people around me. And yes, in Belgium, we I think we consider ourselves lucky to have like sort of a concentration of some talent in our country, in our small country. And I think we should cherish it because it may not last forever as well. But again, I don't consider myself being the instigator of that all. It's just I was a part of it, and lucky to be part of it, and always lucky to be sailing on the other guys' capacities as well. So yeah, I consider myself lucky, and not so much the one that has had any impact on that. But thank you for the kind words.
Driven by making things better, I guess that was also a good reason for Vigil, lucky guys at Vigil, to have you now shipping the captain of that ship at
Well,
so we will always check carefully. I'm sure they are happy. Um, what are you going? Are you both going to the World Cup is coming up next week, right? So are you going, Sven, to watch it?
I'm going as a supporter for Siem, obviously, and for the team. But I will not be competing
Yeah.
as such, unfortunately. But I mean, I will soak it all up and be standing next to the team, and but also leaving them alone when they need some time alone. But I will be sitting at the window watching them perform, and looking forward to the other teams perform, seeing them perform as well, because I think there's some excitement that's coming our way. I think if you look at the teams that are going to the World Cup, I think there will be very interesting battles, not only for the highest ranks, but also on every level of the competition.
Sitting near the window next to Gary, probably. He
Probably,
always
yes,
sits at the window.
yes.
We'll be able to see you. Um, the Well, we'll maybe I'll get some coaches corner with you and Gary from Wemby at some point. Any feedback from both of you? We are running out of time. You have to shut this off here very soon now. Um, sorry, I have used up the full 40 minutes again. Sven, even whether you like it or not, but we it happened. But do we have any feedback on the power rankings? It's the last, probably maybe the last chance, and there are no more um, scores come. I don't know if anything is coming up this weekend. Maybe there's another competition this weekend. The Czechs brought in another 27 and another 29 average over 10 rounds. So they seem to be hot and ready for the competition. Anything that you see on a let's have just a very, very short, quick look at the power rankings and see if there's something that catches your attention and that might be necessary to be changed or not, or confirm it, whatever. But here is what those were the most recent ones. We have Out of the Blue now in 7th place there, secure in a top 10 position. That is very unusual for Out of the Blue. They have to fight hard usually for the top 10 spot. But now
Yeah, we
you
will see.
go ahead.
I said we will see. We shall see where we end. So hopefully top 10. And,
Yeah, well,
I think the number one position is pretty clear. I think it's going to be tight between Hayabusa and Golden Knights, as you do. I think Skywalkers, I'm expecting a lot of those youngsters. Super excited to see that. I do not know. Amnesia is doing good, obviously, now with Michele in the lineup. And then I do not know, to be honest, I do not know the Brazilian team, Gen XYZ.
Yep.
But
Well, that is Alisson de Vargas, the speed
Okay.
member. He knows the Brazilian, and he asked me to put them up there because he thinks the team is very good and very talented. They have replaced, it's the same team that was at the US Indoor Championship where Niklas had a slot.
okay.
And they have an even more talented, if there's any, player in the lineup now. So they can be, I guess, Ali knows it better than I do. So that's why I
Okay.
left them.
Cool. And then Killers of Hopes and Dreams, or of Hope and Dreams. I think I'm expecting a lot of those guys as well. That's Kirk and Gina, right?
That's correct. Yeah. Kurt, Gina,
Yeah.
and two of the former 8-way
And
members.
Ian. Yeah. I mean, that's obviously a strong lineup as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Depends on how much
the
they
French.
train, probably. Yeah. Gina and Kirk have double duties. So, that's another thing with XP8.
Yeah.
They will do 8-way, 4-way,
Yeah.
both, which
I'm
is the
also
same.
yeah.
Which is the same for the French teams, right? They're bringing in their 2 4-way
Yeah.
teams for 8-way.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that.
And then I'm looking forward to see Kairos as well. I was in the Abu Dhabi tunnel with three of them like a month ago or 6 weeks ago. I mean, super nice people and super good flyers. One of them is Dennis and Vanna Parker's son, Tano.
Okay. Yep, Tano.
Also young, talented guy. It's nice to see all those young people coming up in the sport. I think we needed that as a sport as well.
Well, I would love to go further into with Aero and Le Croque Mousse, another French team, but we have to stop it now unless we will be brutally separated from each other. So, they do that to me all the time, Zoom. They just shut it off. So at least I want to say thank you very much, Sven and the team. Good luck.